drop. We got out.
I have to admit, we didn't do too well.
I think that was destined to fail, wasn't it?
Shame of it. They drove us back before we even got anywhere. It's worse than if they'd killed us.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. We had to give it a try. If we succeeded.
If pigs had wings... I know it troubles you, but it's not over yet. We'll rescue the hostages and hang that bastard Ishvan.
Okay. That, you see, I've seen other people do that quest, and it always ends like that. But normally they argue with Hans about saying, no, we're going into the castle, we're going to get Stephanie and Radzig out. So I thought, okay, we'll just accept that it's a no-go, especially when I saw that door open and a room full of guards. I thought, we're not sneaking past that. So I figured we'd just get the hostages out, but no, it looks like it ends the same anyway. So it's kind of cool to go in there and stealth about a bit, but...
It seems, Robard, that we're running out of options.
It looks like there's no way to actually complete that.
We don't have enough men to scale the walls with ladders. And we can't afford to lose any more.
Which is a shame.
We can only take Talmberg by a ruse or with superior numbers. Ruses have failed, and we don't have superior numbers.
Then we are left with no choice but to build a trebuchet. To demolish my own walls.
Sucks, doesn't it?
Where is Master Fafar?
He's waiting. We sent for him as soon as...
Bring him to me. Let's not waste time.
Oh, that's Radzig's engineered guy, isn't it? Well, if you told your wife about the evil Lord Toth, sounds like a Star Wars villain, doesn't he?
Sir Divish.
You will build me a trebuchet, Master Tobias.
Trebuchet, my lord. That's not entirely in my field of expertise.
We have to take back Talmberg.
Yes, indeed, sir, I understand
and
that.
You are the best engineer we can rely on in the whole fiefdom.
Oh, well, thank you, my
We're
lord.
screwed then.
It's just that I've never built a trebuchet before. This could take some
Well,
time.
this should be fun.
Then you'd better get to it. Bernard will go over the plan of attack with you. Well, Master Tobias, you have much to do and little time. I will not keep you any longer.
Indeed. Of course, sir. Thank you, my lord.
How are the preparations proceeding in the other camps?
As well as can be expected under the circumstances. There are still many things that need doing, but I just don't have the time for them.
Henry, put your armor
No,
back
you
on.
don't. Henry,
Yes, sir.
I would like for you to help with the preparations in the encampments.
Gladly, sir.
Robard will brief you. That'll be all.
Okay, I guess we've got some quests to do. And why not starve them out? The inner keep doesn't have granaries and the food storage there isn't usually big. Well, wouldn't be quite so interesting a story. It would be a viable option in real life. But of course, there's always the risk. What was that about combat technique? There's always the risk that some other force comes along on their side. Sigismund's army or something like that. So I guess that's why they wouldn't be doing it. I need a wash. That's my armoured one, right? Yeah. Keep that. Oh, I've got 2 lots of golden spurs. I don't think there's going to be much need for stealth for the rest of the game. That on and that on. Back to our full fantastic self. Yep. Right then. Talk to Captain Robard, who is where? Give us a clue. Give us a clue. Oh, can I have one of them? Can I have one of them? I'd love to play with pole arms in this game. I think it'd be awesome. What the hell is... Well, let's have a look at the map. Talk to Captain Robard, who should be around here somewhere. Is he in a tent? This looks like the commander's tent. Let's see what he's got on his chest. He's not going to arrest me at this stage of the game, is he? Put me in prison.
I'm worried
about this bombardment. It don't seem like such a good idea to me. What else can we do, though?
Huh. Some fancy clothes, is that it? Always one looking for something to find for free. Fire the rotting cows. That would be brilliant if you could launch them with a trebuchet. Ooh, some nice stuff. But I don't think I need it. I was getting a bit worried that they hadn't thought to bring any weapons to this siege, but looks like they have. This looks a fantastic chest. I bet it's full of nothing. Build a giant wooden horse. Now that is a good idea. Oh, this is the food. People are going to live on mushrooms and cheese and honey and garlic. Right then, let's go and find Robard. He's got to be around here somewhere. Do I need to eat? Nope. Is that him? No, he's just a guard. Where the hell's he gone?
Damn.
Where the hell's Robard
I
at?
hope
Tell me,
I
man.
can be of help to you, knight.
How are things?
How are things with you?
It's a shit pile and no mistake. A good friend of mine was killed.
Oh
Sorry
dear.
to hear it.
Probably by
I
me.
only pray we kill every last one of them bastards. Then maybe I'll have some peace.
Sounds like a plan. Now, where's
luck
your
to you.
boss? I guess I'll have to speak to him at some point.
Greetings. What do you need?
Nope.
Goodbye.
More dry gruel. It's enough to drive a man
guard.
mad.
Be glad there's any gruel.
Guard.
Be a bit more careful.
Right, he wasn't asleep in here, was he? No, he's not in the bed.
Good day, Henry.
If I don't get a proper slab.
Hang on. Oh, hang on. There he is. Sleep in the middle of the day.
What needs to be done?
Look, a military encampment's a complicated thing. I don't expect it to be as peaceful and orderly as Holy Mass. But what we have here now is havoc. The men are as nervous and short-tempered as caged bears. When you walk around the camps, you'll see for yourself. Grumbling everywhere, complaints about everything from the gruel to the fleas.
Had noticed.
They're moaning they've drunk the alehouse dry, and now they have to wait for the next batch of beer. We've got dead who deserve a decent burial, and a lot of wounded, including one of their lordships. The less the troops grumble, the better off we'll all be. But that's not even the main problem.
What do you mean?
Did you hear what Sir Divish was saying to Fafar, our master builder?
I heard some of it.
And what did you make of it?
What am I supposed to make of it?
He said he'd never built a trebuchet catapult. I wouldn't even know where to start, but he might.
But, if it'll take him as long as he said, we can't wait until Judgment Day. We don't have that much time.
I'll try to ask him if I can help in some way.
You should definitely do that. Without a trebuchet, we're much too weak.
Okay, so we need a trebuchet.
How are you faring, Sir Robard?
How do you think I'm faring, lad? There's some cutthroat thug lolling about in my bed at the castle.
Well, at least no one's raised Talmberg.
Not yet.
Not so far. Though we may end up doing it ourselves to smoke the bastard out.
I imagine Sir Divish isn't taking it too well.
And why do you think he handed command over to me? But it pains my heart, too. That place is my home.
What's the easiest way to take back Talmberg?
The easiest way? Call in the Royal Army and leave it to them.
Good idea.
But there's no Royal Army to help us now,
Oh.
and we can't afford to wait. What's more, we don't want to destroy the castle. Personally, I'd like to return to it.
Repairing the castle would be expensive.
And time-consuming. No trebuchets wholly on target. The missiles fly as they please. And if we blast the castle to pieces and Sigismund comes back, he'll make short work of us.
Do you think Sigismund will come back?
How do I know what's in his head? But if he doesn't take advantage of this chaos, someone else probably will. The whole country will know about it soon enough.
I'd never have thought so many people were keeping an eye on Talmberg. Like that fellow Havel.
Not only Talmberg, and we've left precious few men in Ratai. If we're defeated here, who's to stop them from pillaging the whole province? and there's no shortage of power-hungry bastards like Havel and Toth in Bohemia.
Plenty of room for sequels then.
Is there some way we can get through the gate?
There are steps from the gate up to the walkway on the battlements, and I don't know how Istvan's covering them. Then there's the portcullis to get through. A big battering ram might breach it, but how could you get one that close? I reckon we'll have to set fire to it.
Stack up brushwood and light it?
Brushwood, timber, anything that burns, soaked in as much pitch as possible. The local charcoal burners surely have some.
And even if it
Okay.
doesn't burn the gate right down, it'll weaken it and make it easier to break through.
Exactly.
We're getting a lesson in castle siege warfare here. Oh, yes. You wanted me to explain something using the map. Well, yeah, well remembered. I'd totally forgotten. I'll finish this
And what
conversation
about the walls?
and
Which
get to
side
that.
is the most vulnerable?
The south and east are solid. It would be useless to try anything there.
It's best defended from the north, and as for the west...
From the west is where we tried it, and got royally fucked, if you recall. But I think in the end we'll try that way again, only this time we'll do it better.
We'll have to. Okay, so I've got jobs
Pity
to
they
go
didn't
and
stay
do.
holed up in Vranic for longer. It would have been much easier there.
Toth is a wily fox. If he'd had all his men with him there would have been real carnage. It's likely we only won there because he'd already gone and taken most of his best soldiers with him.
Well, that means that we're still going to have to fight his best soldiers here, and now we're weakened and they have a castle. So we don't have any advantage. Oh my god, there's all these more
Is there anything else I
things
can
to talk
help with?
about.
Well, we need some pitch. I know you had dealings with the charcoal burners.
I've met a few, true enough.
Then have a look around
Nothing
the area.
but trouble.
If you manage to find any pitch, bring it to our quartermaster in the camp at the quarry.
Right, we've got quest. Quest for pitch, okay.
Is there anything you can tell me about Talmberg's weak points?
The truth is, Talmberg has far too few weaknesses. Who'd have thought that was something I'd come to regret?
Imagine if developers of KCD did a Napoleon's Revolution and timeline after that under his reign. I think that would be an awesome story timeline. They'd have to completely rebuild the game engine because of the weapons involved. But that could be good. That is a game that needs to be doing the French Revolution and the Terror. Can you imagine the story? Whether you were trying to smuggle the aristocracy out of France or trying to hunt them down, depending on which side you wanted to play on. That has some real possibilities there. That could be awesome. Right, okay.
Pity they didn't stay holed up in Vranic for longer. It would have been much easier there.
Is that...
Toth is a wily fox.
Come on, we've had this bit. Right then.
See you later.
Right. So, we're going to have to go
serious?
talk to people and go question. But first, let's have a look at this map, because let's have a look where Vranic is, okay? It's all the way down... It's gone. Has it disappeared? No, it's still there. So, yeah. So, Henry escaped to Ratai to go and summon help. And then he went all the way up to Talmberg to go and get Divish's help. And Divish marched south. Now, the army in Vranic, in the meantime, marched all the way up. I suppose they were watching, though. They were watching. But the reason I had said that it seems like a silly thing to do is because there was a very good chance. I mean, they wouldn't know that Divish would come, but there was a very good chance that they would meet Divish's force marching south on the way, and therefore the game would go up. Then I suppose they'd outnumber Divish, so it wouldn't really matter. But yeah, I was thinking there are other places that would have been better to go and take. But anyway, it is what it is. It's a good story. So we need to talk to... We need to talk to him first, and I think I need to go and speak to the charcoal
God
burners.
be with you, lad. What can I do for you?
The English Civil War, that could be a good region as well. A good,
So
good
Robarth
region, a
sent me
good
to you.
era for
He
a
said
game
you
like
have to
this.
build a trebuchet.
Indeed. A trebuchet that can smash the walls of Talmberg. I, a mining engineer. What do I know of war machines?
Time to learn.
I'll never manage it on my
I'm sure there's a
own.
book in the monastery
Well, I'd
about
like
it.
to help you, but how? I don't know anything about trebuchets either.
Actually, there is a way you could help. Conrad Keyser came to Sasso recently. If you could get him to come here, it would save my skin.
Who's he?
Conrad Keyser? Who's he?
He's a scholar who studied medicine. but he also designed siege engines.
Oh, yeah.
He
because
even
they're
took part in the siege
totally
of Nicopolis,
related.
together with Sigismund.
Right.
You're still an engineer, though. Couldn't you build it yourself?
Are you serious? Do you know how complicated such a machine is? What forces are at work in the contraption?
I'll take
If we
it.
were lucky, it wouldn't fire at all. Far more likely, it would smash itself to smithereens and kill lots of us instead of the enemy.
I'll remember to stand well back then when we light that touch paper.
He was with Sigismund.
It's not so straightforward. They quarrelled after the battle, after Conrad blamed their defeat on Sigismund.
I don't suppose he took that too well.
Quite. That's what led to Conrad being banished from Prague and making a base at Bethlen Castle.
Okay. Banished?
Banished? Like a common criminal?
He was a member of the court and a doctor and a master engineer, so nothing quite that bad befell him. I've even heard he has a whole host of wise men with him and they're writing some book together.
What's he doing here in Sasau?
They sent him over here to help with building the monastery. No doubt they had to pay handsomely to get him.
What? Kidnap?
And how am I supposed to get him here? Abduct him?
Well, only if all else fails.
All right.
We need his cooperation. Try having a word with him. By all accounts, he hates Sigismund.
We can do that. We can do that.
All right. I'll do what I can.
Thank you, Henry. Maybe we will build that trebuchet after all. See you later.
Excellent stuff. And Corsol Nick, in KDC you still can't get the fighting down very well. What stage of the game are you at? Because I struggled really hard at the start, and what really worked for me was
God save you, Henry.
I did a first couple of quests, the main story quests, where you go to Neuhof, the stables there. There's been a massacre, and you have to investigate, and you find some bandits. But when you finish that bit, you finish investigating the stables, Captain Bernard, I think it was, goes back to Rattay, and you can go and train with him. And what I did it off stream, I spent 1.5 to 2 hours just training all the wooden weapons with him, and that just got all my skills up. It taught me the master strikes, and it taught me the perfect blocks, and that made such a difference. But once you get those skills leveled up, it is such a difference, and then it just lets you practice the timing and stuff. And I still do badly at it, but that helped a ton. So if you haven't done that, then it's well worth doing, because it's kind of good fun. It's practice for you with your timings and practice for getting your stats up, so it works both ways. But that made a big difference. I just find the part we had Timmy in the barn, so you're quite a bit on from that. Well, you can always go back if you want to try and get your stats up a bit more, or do what I've been doing recently, and is just take a bow out and just kite things. Walk backwards, shooting them in the face as you go. And oh my word, has that saved my ass so many times. That's good. Especially when you get some good arrows and a good bow. Right, so was that just a guard there? He looks rather well dressed. But getting just great armour is hugely important to that. So I've got to go and see the charcoal burners, Sir Divish, which I don't think we have to talk to him now. The quartermaster, and Captain Bernard. Where's he gone over there? Oh, Captain Bernard, yes, he's the other one, isn't he? So, lots of people to talk to. And what I think I'm going to do now is save the game. So I think this is a great place just to quit for the night, because it's getting late. Where can you find good armour at? What I did was stole lots of it, but you can take out bandit camps, do some by stealth or do some with the bow, and just save up good bits of armour. You can steal it. And what I did, I took out lots of bandit camps. I robbed so much stuff off everywhere, and then sold the good stuff. Made so much money I could just buy decent armour, which was really nice. Get your haggling skill up and stuff. By that stage of the game, you can probably do it. Do tons of side quests. Or if you want a really easy way of doing it, if you got the treasure maps, or found some of the treasure maps, they are a DLC, but I think they're included in the main game. At least they were in my copy. then do some of the treasure maps, because they have some of the best armor in the game at the end of them. And if not just that, just loot and weapons and all sorts of stuff. So that'll help as well. But yeah, all the layers of armor, the best mail, the best plate, that makes a big difference to your survivability in combat. Makes a big difference. If it were you, you'd settle for a heavy ballista instead of a trebuchet. It's more accurate, packs a nasty punch, and doesn't cause as much damage, considering that it can be aimed at the gate and simply break the arc above it. Fun fact, that is an actual weak spot. A ballista, that just fires like a big bolt, doesn't it? Would that, I suppose it would weaken the gate. Would it have much effect on the portcullis, though, behind it? I don't know. I don't know. Right, let's get sleeping anyway and get this game saved before I mess things up. You see, I've not fired a ballista, shot a ballista, in my limited experience in Siege Warfare. I've seen the Roman ballistas that they used to use, but those bolts wouldn't do much damage to big heavy doors. They were more for mowing down infantry. Or, well, you know, any human target, really, but